water, earth, fire, air. Long ago, a TV show amazed millions. Then, everything changed when I found out my friends hadn't seen it. Only Netflix, master of all forms of streaming, could help them. And when we needed it most, it added all 3 seasons. Not even 100 seconds passed before I convinced my friends to start it. And although their binge-watching skills are great, they have a lot to go before they've completed the entire show. But I believe that they are going to love it. Okay. Welcome to the podcast where I make Nora and Jarron watch Avatar: The Last Airbender for the first time.
Yay.
Yeah, boy.
Say the line, Jarron.
Hey, who the gosh darn heck are we?
I'm Daniel Hudson.
I'm Nora Jones.
I'm famed celebrity Dante Bosco, except I'm totally not.
Not your name.
I'm Olivia Week.
All right. Welcome back, Olivia.
Yay.
Good to have you back on the show.
Yeah. Man, what if we got big enough to get Dante Bosco? That'd be so cool.
I'll try.
Oh, man, we'd have to be as big as He Who Shall Not Be Named.
Wait.
Voldemort?
No. Do you mean the name who should be who shouldn't be remembered, but he remembers it? Because Daniel knows what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do.
Oh God, no!
What a foot to start this episode on. Back when the Nostalgia Critic wasn't publicly a dirtbag, Dante Bosco actually featured in one of his reviews for the Avatar series.
Dante, no.
It's okay. He mostly spent the episode beating the shit out of him.
That gets a Jarron point. Gold star.
Okay, so
No, you look confused.
I don't know what y'all are talking about.
Okay.
We've told you about the Nostalgia Critic before.
who Doug
Oh,
Walker
that
is.
guy. The guy that we never like for some reason. Because he's mean.
He's mean.
He's mean.
Yes, Nora. That's all you need to know.
Okay.
Okay. Bad times.
Okay.
All right. So, we want to get into the episodes.
Let's go ahead.
Yeah.
What about
Olivia's
just like
not-
Let's just jump right into it.
Let's just jump right into. Okay.
Let me go get my Diet Coke from the other side of the room. I'll be back.
All right. Well, Jarron is hunting for Coke. Don't take that clip out of context. So we're looking at episodes 10, 11, and 12 today. We're officially halfway through season 1. Congratulations, guys. Midpoint.
I was making silly faces at you guys.
And we could see because we're on video this time around.
We're on video this time around.
Our
I present to
podcast
you
is-
the lukewarm Diet Coke.
Ooh.
There's some lukewarm Diet Coke drinking.
Wow.
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 Okay.
So I'm going to do super short episode descriptions this time around.
Yeah.
Just because I don't want to take away all the talking points up front. And if this format doesn't work, we can go back to a next episode.
Yeah,
Anyway,
works for me.
Book 1, Episode 10, Jet. In this episode, everyone
Yeah, your
stumbles upon...
face.
In this episode, everyone stumbles upon some freedom fighters hanging out by a nearby Earth Kingdom village, and Sokka's instincts tell him something is up with their leader, Jet.
Mhm.
Super short description. Okay.
Can
So,
I
Olivia, you had opinions, Olivia, in the group chat.
Yeah, hot
I
takes.
hate Jet, and I wish everything that can happen to a person is bad on Jet. I don't like him.
All right. Jet was a jerk.
Sure,
I
Jet.
don't even really okay. The episode is okay, but I don't even really like the episode that much. Like if I rewatched the series again, I would skip it.
He just leaves that much of a bad taste, huh?
I
Wow.
I don't like the episode.
I would say that for another episode in our little cycle here, but
Oh, this one isn't as bad as that one.
We will get to it. It's Nora's face right now.
yeah.
Nora, what are your opinions?
I'm sorry. I know it's bad, but I thought Jet was hot. And
So did Katara. You're not alone.
Yeah.
and I saw Olivia's rant about it, and I was like, oop, oh no.
Your problematic fave.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I don't like him. Like, he's, like a bad person, but...
She's going through her bad boy phase.
Don't say that.
Oh my. Oh my.
Oh my, he's not in that one. Too bad.
I also found Sokka attractive. Not Sokka. Zuko attractive this episode, so maybe I am.
You seem like a Zuko girl.
Let me break it
Well,
down.
I like... Oh, wait.
Zuko's up here. Okay. Jet is like below the screen.
Jet's definitely a bad person, but why was there a straight cut scene that looked like a fangirl anime with Katara and Jet gliding through the trees, and it turned into completely different animation and romance environment? I was like, okay.
They definitely were building some Katara and Jet shipping.
She had a crush on him.
Yeah.
Until he turned out to be a doo-doo head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she calls him a monster. Oh no. This is gonna be the Raylo of Avatar. Because Ray calls Kylo Ren a snake.
This episode had drastically better animation.
Oh, it gets so
It's
Yeah.
like these three that we just watched, the animation like grew.
Yeah. It's going to go this little thing where it starts out pretty solid and then whoop, way up there. It's good.
Yeah. I mean, it was solid in the beginning. I said it did look like Diego, but Diego's not bad. And it wasn't bad. It just got better.
Oh, man.
It wasn't Diego.
So this episode, Olivia, I'm mostly in your camp. I have never liked Jet.
I don't like him.
I mean,
Like,
I don't think he's a bad person. I don't think he's a bad character in the sense that like his motivations make sense and all.
he's not a bad character. I just don't like him. Like there's
He's a really bad person.
in the grand scheme of things, he's not in the characters I like.
For me, like I think it was his voice. Like I'm just not a big fan of Jet's voice.
No, I don't get either.
Like no disrespect to his voice actor or anything. I'm just
Who was that, by the way? He sounded familiar.
Let's
he
see.
did kind of sound familiar. Somebody can look it up real fast.
There were a lot of cameos in these 3 episodes. I've
Yeah.
kind of forgotten which characters, but as we mentioned, I'll probably remember. Yeah, Jet was not a good person. Good character.
Crawford Wilson.
He's not really been in anything.
Yeah.
And it doesn't quite ring a bell for me. I'm not sure. But yeah, no disrespect to Mr. Wilson. I his voice.
But I think it fits Jet's character, but I didn't like the voice.
One thing I would like to say about the show, as I noticed in the credits, Andrea Romano is the voice director, and she's the voice director for
Yes.
all the like DC stuff, Batman the Animated Series,
Yeah,
Legend.
they picked her on
Oh, yeah.
purpose.
Yeah, she's
They
great.
nabbed
They
talented
wanted
people for this show.
Speaking of Batman
They
the Animated
wanted to-
Series,
Her to pick good people for the show, so they hired her.
yeah. And speaking of Batman the Animated Series, there's a voice actor who shows up in one of these episodes that made me go,
I know who you're talking about, and we'll get to
yeah. Yeah, I got really
Wait.
excited.
What was he talking about?
We'll
We'll
get to that episode.
So
If
yeah,
you know me, you'll know who it is. But like,
I didn't even hear what you said. I just heard that we know him.
oh, I was saying there's a voice actor who showed up that got me really excited that he was in it. I didn't know.
specifically on this episode, returning to it, I do like it more than I did when I was a kid.
Yeah,
A lot of good Sokka stuff.
yeah, I know. Yes, I think I said in the previous episode that Sokka's really growing on me as the like comic relief character.
Yeah, Sokka's becoming my favorite character.
You didn't see that coming, Nora.
No, I did not like him in the beginning at all, but he really is. And I'm sorry, I'm starting to not like Katara as much after these last few
Really?
episodes. Like, listen, she's a queen and she gets stuff done, but it's really in the Great Divide episode. No, it's this episode too, because she doesn't trust Sokka, and she just. I don't get why they're bashing on him for his instinct. I mean, they have been seen a million times by the giant flying bison. Like, that's not even
Yeah,
instinct.
that's true. It's just his instincts also led them right into a Fire Nation camp.
Wait,
Yeah.
Yeah, ironically, but I don't think that's really his fault. And
Nora, I think you have to take into account that Katara's 14.
well, yeah.
We were all
I mean,
14 once.
I didn't
Year-olds
like her.
Are
Like,
really bossy.
like, she's fine. Like, I still like her. She's just not my favorite. And I respect her. But I think she's a little too... What's the word? Anal?
Mm.
There were better words you could have used.
Sorry.
Just saying.
Sorry. Sorry.
We're gonna get some awesome Katara stuff. It's waiting in the wings.
It makes me mad that she said that.
I'm sorry. She really got on my nerves these 3 episodes. I'll probably love her the next 3.
Yeah,
You know,
Katara's not my favorite either, honestly.
Y'all don't even realize.
I'll change opinion. You know I will. I always do.
Olivia, we're talking about the person who didn't like Sokka and is now saying Sokka's her fave. So
Yeah.
It might be a basic answer, but Aang's probably my favorite so far.
I love
No,
it.
no. Zuko
We
is
know
my
how you feel
favorite
about it.
because
I would die for Aang.
Aang is such a good little boy. Like,
mhm.
Well, now I
why
feel
would anybody
bad.
want to hurt him?
Now I feel bad about saying that about Katara because she is cool and she's like an empowerment queen and
Yeah.
she has really good moments. It's just she's a little too like organized or.
Of the episode that I'm thinking of that you're gonna feel super bad about saying that.
I know I'll love her. She's amazing. I just
What, Daniel, what episode, what season is it in? I think it's in 3.
I'm quite confident the one you're thinking is 3.
and I'm
Anyway.
sure
I think so.
Oh my,
She's gonna watch it and she's like, I feel so bad.
I already feel bad. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said it.
But yeah, I really like Zuko.
Yeah, Zuko's good. He wasn't really in the first 2 of these episodes, though.
He wasn't in Great Divide at all, I don't think.
Correct.
No, yeah, he's not.
And he wasn't
and Iroh
really.
weren't.
There wasn't really room for him in Jet either.
Mm-mm.
Just because.
The
Because
story.
Jet was the role of the antagonist in that one.
Yeah.
I like that they don't shove Zuko in every episode, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
he-
not like a, you know.
I
Some
feel
other
like some
cartoons with
shows do that to like shove in the antagonist no matter the situation, and it would kind of make it. I don't
I
know.
think-
I guess
okay,
it's more.
I have something to say.
She has something to say.
Say you're something.
Okay, they don't do that mainly, I think, because not only is it Aang's story, but this is also Zuko's story.
Yeah.
So they're not going to show Zuko constantly coming into Aang's life. Then it would only be Aang's story.
Yeah.
Because
Well, I feel like the episode.
showing Zuko as this antagonist, but in the storm, it's just as much his story as it is Aang's story.
Yeah, absolutely. I was about to say that there's a shot in that one that perfectly like exemplifies that they're both like the main character.
I can tell the episode you guys all really want to talk about.
Can you tell?
Not gonna lie, that might have been my favorite episode of the whole series so far.
It is good, but
Okay. As
Jet
much
was a turd, man. He was a bad boy.
I don't like Jet's episode. I really don't like the Great Divide because it's so obviously just thrown in there. I don't want to say they just threw it in there because I know that they had a storyline planned out. Like they had 3 seasons planned out how they wanted, but it just kind of seems like it's just there. But Jet's episode, it carries like the plot along a little bit, but then in the Great Divide, it just kind of stops.
Yeah, like with Jet, like even though there's no active, really fighting, like taking the fight to the Firebenders on Aang's or the Aang gang side of things, like just like establishing how far they are willing to go versus how far these freedom fighters are is a very good distinction for them versus the world.
Yeah.
And I mean, like Sokka, there were firebenders in that village. There were people from the Fire Nation, and he still helped everybody indiscriminately.
Mm-hmm.
We got our second, aside from Iroh, I guess, our second good firebender, Fire Nation member. There was that old guy. I felt so bad. Like, my empathy meter was like...
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, he's just an old guy.
But
they make you feel so sorry for him.
Really?
I think, ironically, to Olivia's opinion, these 3 episodes have actually been my favorite ones to watch so far.
Oh, don't worry, that'll change.
Really?
Just so far. I don't know why. I mean, I know they were probably my least favorite for Katara. Once again, I'm sorry. I still like Katara. I feel like I have to make that clear. She's a boss. And she had good moments. I just didn't like her being so precise about everything to the point where it got a little annoying. But I guess that was kind of the whole point because of sibling rivalry. But anyway.
I think what it may be, Nora, is just that now that you're getting comfortable in this world and with these characters, you're just enjoying their adventures more.
Yeah.
But I would say The Great Divide is probably my least favorite out of the 3. I still liked it, though. But I don't know. I just feel like they had really strong developments in the other Storm and Jet.
I can't wait until Nora meets you know what I'm talking about?
Well, I'm really excited for Toph because you said I'd like her.
You know what I'm talking about?
I think I do, and I'm glad you're not. You're just making more gestures now that...
Okay, I'm trying to tell you who I'm talking about.
T? Okay. You motion, I'll just track what you're motioning.
Yeah.
I think he knows what I'm talking about.
She did a T and a little finger man on her hands. Thing.
Okay. Before we move on, because I can tell not a lot of love for Jet in this room.
Nora's got the love for Jet.
Well, look, the only other thing I really wanted to say about this episode, other than that, it's probably just my favorite looking so far.
Yeah.
Love the shades of red they used. It's really
They did some really cool shots and angles. I can't remember who it was falling, if it was Sokka or Jet, but there's a shot they have of, I think it's Jet, and he's like falling into the background, but it's something they haven't done with the animation before, and there's like falling around him or something, and they used red to emphasize it, it was a really good moment.
Yeah.
There were
The Jet
a lot of-
Aang fight was really good.
Yeah, there were some shots out of that I swear they pulled from like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, like when they're jumping through the
Yeah.
top trees.
Yeah.
I do know that when they were like telling people how to draw it and stuff, they would say that they wanted them to draw everything from kind of like movie angles. Like they wanted them to draw like a wide shot or like picturing it in their mind like a movie with the lens. And that the artists were like, I've never done this before. What do I do?
Yeah.
He's like, this isn't a lens, this is a piece of paper.
They brought a lot of like bag of tricks from like film to television animation, which like some series had done that before. Like Batman the Animated Series is definitely one that would go for stuff like that. But
Yeah, there
it's
were
very
a lot
nice
of
to see whenever it
cinematic-
shows up.
Box set right here.
There were a lot of cinematic moments in this episode.
Yeah, they did all that on purpose, which I personally love.
That's why I said I thought the animation grew so much, because I hadn't seen that before.
This show, it looks amazing.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, and my boy, my man, Dave Filoni, I think he directed that one. This man right here is a living legend. Like, he is, like, the unofficial heir apparent to George Lucas. Like, I'm not even kidding.
It's
Like,
not
George Lucas considers him like a son.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. He went on to do the Clone Wars and the Mandalorian. That man is to Nora, say it.
What?
What is he? Yeah.
Is royalty of some sort?
Yeah. He's a cowboy hat wearing queen. He wears a cowboy hat all the time.
Okay.
Be a cowboy.
Before we move on from this
Be a
episode,
cowboy, baby.
I have one more note, and that was just I kind of liked the way Jet manipulated the team,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
because in a lot of like stories like this, the guy who suspects wrongdoing on the part, like they'll often be made to look in the wrong, but Jet is constantly like trying to make Sokka look like a hero. What with the whole praising him, taking him on a mission, and that whole "you saved my life" angle he took with the
Yeah.
old man track.
He's a manipulative jerk.
Not just because I find him weirdly attractive, but I really hope Jet comes back somehow. I think
Yeah.
he's a fascinating character. I really do.
Same here.
I want to learn more about him. I want to, even if he came back as just like a straight villain, I'd love to see how he continued to manipulate people. I just think that's so fascinating.
Jet doesn't get rights.
And with
There was a note I had about Jet. I think I said that
He gets some rights.
the most terrifying thing about villains like him are that there are actually people like that in real life who like manipulate and gaslight and
Okay,
think
I
about
know
how many
that
of these-
I'm saying like I hate Jet. Jet doesn't get rights. Okay, well, I do empathize with his character a bit.
yeah,
Because
he's understandable.
he, yes, he does manipulate, and yes, he does, say, hey, we're going to take advantage of these people, but he's fighting for the right thing. He's just doing it in the wrong way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That being
And it does go out of its way to show that.
I just think this show's so good because they show all different kinds of people.
Yeah.
I really love that.
Really. Ended it on a little bit of positivity, which we'll need because we're about to be starved for it. This next episode is The Great Divide.
Oh,
You could say it caused a great divide amongst the fan base, except it didn't, because from what I've heard and what I know now, it's widely disliked as like the worst episode of the show.
it's not.
The Great Divide was one of the reasons why I said this batch of episodes was going to be interesting, because
Yeah,
this is, by and large, considered the nadir of the Last Airbender series.
really. So this is as bad as it gets?
This is the worst.
It's not even that bad in the grand scheme of things.
Fan base loves to gang up on it.
The worst episode in the whole entire series.
Really? So it's
Yeah.
like, this is... I'm
This is the worst.
impressed.
It's
It's not even that awful.
Too.
like,
I liked it. I didn't think it was bad.
if y'all watched like the whole series just like right now, you'd be like, God, that episode was terrible.
Yeah. Great Divide.
Okay.
Commonly given the shaft by fans.
If this was the first time I was watching the series and it came on, I probably wouldn't think like, oh, this is terrible. I would think like, yeah, this is a good episode. But I think since I've seen the whole series so many times, it's just bad.
I liked the Earthbender tour guide though. He was a
Oh,
queen.
yeah.
Yeah, he was a fun
queen.
grouch.
My favorite line was, "They've got a taste of me. They're coming back for more."
Yeah.
Like rolls away.
Yeah, even at the lowest points, the series does have fun side characters and good moments.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Well,
forgot. There was a point in the last episode. This is just a random thing that made me laugh out loud. I just thought it was so funny. It was when Aang went up to Pipsqueak and he said, "Pipsqueak, that's a weird name." And then the big guy says, "You think my name's funny?" And Aang just goes, "Yeah." And then they laugh. And then he pushes him on the ground anyway. Because you think that was gonna happen.
That was
I
a
don't
good
know.
one.
I
Yeah,
just started dying. Like I just thought it was so funny.
it was good.
Yeah.
All right.
That was all. Sorry.
So, brief summary of the Great Divide. The Aang Gang helps two tribes of people who don't get along cross the world's largest canyon.
They're not allowed to bring food, and they do it
And
anyway.
yet, they smuggle it in anyway.
They both do.
The other
Yeah,
guys
they
would
both do.
definitely bring food, so we shouldn't feel bad about bringing food. The other guys definitely brought food anyway.
And they
And they
did.
were right.
Yeah.
They were right.
Did
Anyway.
y'all?
Oh,
sorry.
One thing I really did like about this one is that the animation style changed during both stories,
Oh yeah, the flashbacks.
making the
Mhm.
Ganjin and Jin. What were the guys' names again?
No
It's
idea.
the Zhang and the Ganjin tribes.
Yeah, but what were the guys' names?
It's like Zhao.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. There were a lot of names in this episode.
There
It's
was
just
just so much animation progression in these 3 episodes. That was another thing, the contrast to storytelling. Even in Aang's storytelling at the end.
Yeah. Wei Jin and Jin Wei, yeah.
Did y'all have a favorite group out of the 2?
I thought they were both
I
jerks.
thought they were both terrible.
They're both kind of bad. I guess
It's
the
like I
Ganjin-
have a favorite.
It's once again like real life. It's like people who just hate each other for the sake of hating each other and not getting along.
They don't want to accept each other's ways, even if they're wrong.
They don't want to listen to each other.
And then at the end,
I
one
just
of the reasons why this episode is widely hated by the fandom is the ending where everybody just kind of gets along after.
Dude, I'm looking at you really ticked off.
Yeah. Everybody just kind of gets along as soon as Aang tells his story. And then the fact that it was a lie and the fact that the moral of the episode kind of gets shot in the head because it's a lie is another reason why the fandom isn't big on this one.
Yeah, okay. The main reason I don't really like it, other than the fact that, I don't like it. I just don't. Is that at the end, he tells them a lie and they're just like,
Okay.
yeah.
I thought it was
Or it must be
Walk,
true. And then they just walk away.
The look on Aang's face when he's like, "Oh yeah, it was a lie."
Oh, that's so wrong.
That grin.
They're
It was
like-
like,
I thought it was funny. I've never seen that side of Aang.
They're like, was that true? And he's like, no.
Ow.
Well, you know,
Actually,
Aang,
wow.
as much as a good little boy he is, I do like that he has kind of a mischievous, you know.
He did hit his limit with this episode.
Honestly, I feel like they both should have been like, yeah, right, we're gonna believe that, and then just kept hating each other.
He might be 112 years old, but he is still a child.
I don't know.
It sounded so ridiculous.
They were
I
like
kinda-
playing football.
I kind of like that Aang had the capacity to do that. Like, I don't want that to happen regularly, but I liked that.
Aang said they're getting on my nerves.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
maybe Aang is my favorite character.
Oh yes, jump on the Aang train.
I don't
we did
know.
see Aang, you know, actually get really pissed off during this one.
Oh yeah, and I mean, between the hunger that was he was the only one affected by the hunger.
That was so
The
funny.
fact that they put all their lives in danger and he had to put up with everything. Yeah, he definitely got mad.
Did they?
No.
I guess they intentionally made that egg custard to look like the most delicious thing ever.
Hmm.
That was so funny. That was my other laugh out loud moment because he was so serious. He was like, "Are you kidding me? You can go one day without." Is that custard? I don't know. It was just so funny.
Does he ever get to eat egg custard?
Probably not.
Oh.
That poor boy.
He's
So-
a vegetarian, but he's not a vegan.
I teared up for some reason.
No.
I just thought of another episode that I don't particularly like, but y'all haven't seen it yet, so I'm not gonna say it.
Alright. So yeah, I do consider The Great Divide the lowest point of the show, but rewatching it after probably years of just like trashing it along with everyone else, it's not bad. Like the ending is a dud for me, but
Honestly,
It feels like a gigantic waste of time.
I think that this episode's the most boring.
there are things I appreciate about it. The construction of the setup to get everybody trapped in the canyon takes a while, but
It takes,
like cover all of their bases and then they don't do much with it. Like here's
yeah.
the reason why we don't just use Aqua. Here's the reason why we can't just walk the path back up and get out. You know, here's the reason why there's no food. It's the canyon crawlers, and then that's how they get out in the end. Like it just feels like for the biggest canyon in the world, they kind of cross it in no time.
They do
Yeah.
it takes like a day. Not even a day.
I think the biggest reasoning behind this episode is Aang. Like his character development. I know it's very maybe not done as well in this episode or crucial, but he really does struggle with, oh, I'm the Avatar. This is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to help people even if I have no idea what I'm doing. And he does have a temper and he can manipulate people. Like that's really the first time we've seen him do something that's not purely good and Avatar worthy. I honestly kind of enjoyed it. I mean, I would definitely say this is one of the weaker episodes, but I enjoyed it. I was fine with it. I'm not gonna bash. And I love the Earthbender tour guide.
He was good. He was very good.
Yeah.
He wins my favorite character for these three. He was great. He carried that episode.
Wow, not even Jet.
Okay, listen. Once again, Jet is not a good person. He was just nice to look at. I don't know why I'm attracted to a cartoon character. I don't want to talk about it. Let's move on.
Well, the only other note I really have for the episode, we kind of touched on it. I really do like dipping into new animation styles for the
Yeah,
different
stories.
Me too.
Like, I kind of geeked out a little bit during the one with the Ganjin because it looked just like freaking Dead Leaves, like with those pure black shadows and the stylized faces.
You know, I think maybe this was kind of an experiment episode to just kind of see what they could do. Like how far they could push characters, how wacky or random they could get, maybe.
Yeah, because why not, you know?
I think maybe it got some harsh feedback, but it probably led to some good things in the future. I'm assuming. Like
That's
with
a
some of
good
their
optimistic view.
storytelling. like with some of their storytelling, because from what you'll say, the animation gets better. So I'm assuming maybe some of this was help along the way.
I mean, dipping
Olivia
into the different animation styles. Olivia's shaking her head, but dipping into those different animation styles did like allow them to. I believe it allowed them to like make connections with other animation studios.
Yeah.
So this
I mean-
episode
That does pay
had
off.
to exist.
The animation was cool in this episode, but in future episodes, no, it doesn't really. It's just it doesn't really help.
Well, then maybe they found out it didn't work.
Dang. Anyway, have we said all there is to say about the Great Divide?
Yeah.
Probably.
I do like that the episode title is a bit of a pun.
Yeah.
The Great Divide is the canyon, and then there's a great divide between the two tribes.
Yeah.
That's nice. Anyway, yeah, there we are, guys. That was the worst.
The storm.
Wow.
Moving on to Storm.
I'm impressed that was the worst. I am impressed.
Well, your own opinions may vary.
Lowest.
You
That's a good-
know they will.
I think that once she finishes
I
it,
honestly can't imagine you guys hating any episode of the show.
I haven't so far. I probably won't.
I don't even hate an episode. I just strongly don't like it.
How about one you strongly like? The Storm.
Ooh, that's a really good episode.
The storm is
Brief
probably the
summary.
best so far, in my opinion.
Wait,
Yeah. Brief summary real fast. During a particularly bad storm, we learn the reason why Aang was trapped in the iceberg and why Zuko was banished.
The two questions I'd been wondering when they were going to answer.
And
And
then,
I was very satisfied with both reasons.
yeah.
I love
Young,
the episode.
Young Go is even hotter than Jet. Also,
Young Zuko.
We knew this, Nora.
Sorry. I'm sorry. And I think it's funny because I was looking at Zuko and I was thinking, he'd actually be really attractive if he had like full ponytail and then cue young Zuko.
Babyface Zuko.
Oops.
She really appreciated the shirtless scene then.
No, don't go there. Don't be gross.
Her face is kind of red, guys.
No, it didn't.
He's
Stop it. Stop it. No.
Nora's not going to let us do face-to-face anymore after this.
Stop it. No.
Don't worry. I played Final Fantasy VII Remake. I've seen Aerith.
No.
And on that note,
That's my waifu right there.
Okay.
Man's culture.
sure, if you're into basic stuff.
Excuse me.
Oh no. Okay. Anyway,
Aerith is best girl. Fight me.
So, this episode, we get the parallel storytelling going. We get flashbacks. We get questions answered. And we also get an old man being a jerk to Aang.
Yeah.
What a joke.
What a joke.
I love
See?
that they've sort of made Zuko a foil to Aang.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's nice. That's a good. I never really saw it like that. I guess it's sort of obvious, but the storytelling was a really nice demonstration of that, which further connects my possibility of that Zuko is going to become a teddy bear in Aang Gang. I'm so convinced it's going
You really
to
want
happen.
Zuko redemption.
She's locked in that prediction.
It's gonna happen.
anyway, I just want to say, when I was little and I watched this show, I hated Zuko until this episode.
Yeah.
I hated him. I thought that he should just he needs to wreck his ship or something and just quit chasing the Avatar. Because, 7-year-old me was like, not Aang. But when I saw this episode, I was like, you know what? I don't hate him. He's got a very good story.
Yeah.
A very
Right.
good story.
He's got a reason to be so angry and angsty.
Well, I mean, it just shows that, you know, he's trying to impress his father
Yeah.
and get back into the kingdom because he's supposed to be
Yeah.
the crown prince. So I don't know. You sympathize with him.
Is that what's gonna happen at the end? That they defeat him and then Zuko becomes the ruler of the Fire Nation and then he makes it peaceful because he has actually good morals?
Man, you're locking that in
Wow.
way early.
Locking it in.
Another prediction.
They do go a ways into like giving Zuko the good morals, or at least Kid Zuko.
Yeah.
Like the whole reason that this happened to him was because he was trying to stick up for his people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wants peace and like democracy and
Oh, Zuko's a good person. He's proven that like time and time again, choosing to save his uncle instead of chasing
It's
Aang.
just and the fact that he can connect, you know, being a good person to his father burning him and banishing him
yeah.
is probably why he's trying so hard to be evil, because now he associates, you know, those good things with weakness.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
And that was a lesson that was burned into him.
Literally.
Yeah, his is a very tragic story, and it mirrors nicely with what we learned about Aang in this episode.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Poor Aang.
So Fire Lord Ozai
Oh yeah,
was
I know.
voiced. He was voiced by Mark Hamill, aka Luke Skywalker, aka the Joker.
Indeed.
Oh.
Yeah. I did not know he was in it, so I heard his voice. I was like, "Ha!"
It was a
I
pleasant
never
surprise for
paid
sure.
attention to Ozai because I hated him.
I can't wait for him to be like the big bad.
The big bad.
That's a term.
Zuko has daddy issues.
Well,
Yeah.
fortunately, he's got like the coolest uncle in the entire kingdom.
Yeah,
Nice.
his uncle
Who can
is cool.
stop lightning bolts.
Yeah, I know. No, Iroh has like a lot of hidden power, I think.
Yeah. And there was a good like overstory on the Zuko side of things with that lieutenant who comes to understand them.
Yeah.
And they get a little bit of camaraderie in there. That was a nice touch to it all.
The characters in this show are so good. Like, I haven't met a character yet that I've just been like, I don't like you. I don't. Even if I don't necessarily appreciate the character's choices, like, just the character development for each character is so good.
I keep getting scared I'm going to say something I shouldn't because I keep forgetting that y'all are so behind. And I'm like, hey, remember when blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, I can't say that.
I appreciate you holding yourself back, Olivia.
I almost say it. And then I'm like, well, crap, they haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
I
That's why we're
don't
trying to catch him up.
it because I have to remember where we are in the series. And I'm like, that hasn't happened yet.
I forgot. There was a cameo in Jet.
What?
The cabbages showed up in the village.
Oh.
The cabbage guy? I didn't notice.
Yeah, down by the water.
The cabbages made another cameo.
I like that the cabbage guy is like a recurring thing.
Also a king.
Good old cabbage man.
Have you seen the meme that's like my plans, and it's the cabbages, and then 2020 Aang?
Yeah. All right. So we really covered the Zuko side of things. So
Aang,
on the
boy.
Aang side, because we had two heartbreaking stories.
I just feel so bad for Aang.
I don't think Aang really abandoned them because I don't think he can control how long he was frozen. I mean,
Okay. Listen to this. You know how there's a lot of Korra fans that are like, well, if Aang hadn't abandoned the blah, 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 the Air Nation and blah, they wouldn't have had genocide.
I don't know much about Korra other than it's the
Yeah.
spin-off that a lot of people don't like.
Olivia, you're way far ahead.
Listen. No, I had to make that point. Listen. If Aang hadn't gone, froze himself in the big ice sphere, who's to say that they wouldn't have killed him?
exactly.
Well, Katara even makes that point.
But I don't think you could
They would have
control how
you know,
long
they
he
were
was
gonna
frozen.
they were gonna separate him from that air tribe anyway. What if they would have sent him to that one, and then when they thought they were going to be attacked, they sent him to another one, and the Fire Nation was like, "Oh, look, here's Avatar."
Also, he's literally 12.
Yeah, he's a little boy.
So, like, I understand why he ran away. He didn't know he was going to get caught in a storm and trapped for 100 years. Like, that's not his fault.
It's not so much that Aang purposely abandoned, it's that the world views it that way. And we get a proxy of the world with the old man.
Yeah.
And Aang feels a lot of guilt because it seems to everybody that he left for 100 years and allowed this to happen instead of intervening.
Yeah, they think because they're like, "Oh, the Avatar is supposed to come in times of need, and they're supposed to help us." But the thing about Aang is that he wasn't even the right age to start training.
Yeah.
Two, he had to master or at least learn all of the elements before he could even think of saving anybody. So really, if he would have stayed, he would have had to learn all the elements before he could have helped anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's good that we address, that kind of guilt in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
He really is a good boy.
I'm so happy they just express all these issues.
And Monk Gyatso.
Getting to see Monk Gyatso again was nice.
It's a good thing Monk Gyatso isn't around now because he's a perfect character and with no flaws, and that wouldn't really gel. But
he's a great dad.
It's good to get little glimpses of him in the flashbacks where he can just be this perfect dad.
And you really feel like that too. Like Gyatso is kind of that great father figure.
Well, he is like the ultimate Yoda or whatever.
As long as I am Aang's guardian, I decide when he trains and I decide when he gets his butt kicked in Pai Show.
That's right, Monk Gyatso.
Yeah, and that was that game, Pai Show, that Iroh was playing.
Oh yeah, back in the waterbending scroll with the White Lotus tile.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was an intentional connection to show
how
good
old
parents.
Iroh is, I guess.
This isn't a
just to
spoiler.
show that they're both good guides.
This isn't a spoiler, but Pai Show is definitely the kind of game old men play in this universe.
Okay.
It's not like they're backgammon or anything. It's not like equivalent to that game, but basically.
It looks a little bit like Mahjong.
Yeah.
No,
And that's their Eastern influence.
I just think it's ironic that the two good guides to the lead characters have both had connections to that game and often associate with patients, because I'm convinced that game is part of their training. And I think it's funny that Aang's mentor and Zuko's mentor both have connections to it, which goes back to my foil thing, which goes back to Zuko is going to be a teddy bear.
Hey, look at my fan.
Oh, wow.
For those listening, Olivia has turned a McDonald's cup into a fan.
Wow.
Which is a bit of ingenuity.
I'm such a fan.
My pun was better, but you couldn't even hear it.
What'd you say?
What did you say?
I'm loving it.
Oh my gosh.
I've been beaten.
I don't think she's laughing at my pun.
Oh no, I thought it was great. I'm just jealous I didn't say it.
Thank think. No, your pun was superior. What a queen.
How-
This episode
Yes,
was not
laughing.
brought to you by McDonald's.
my cat was trying to jump up here to be in the episode, and he slipped on the napkin, and he just fell.
Oh no.
Oh, a cinnamon roll has fallen.
Looks like a cinnamon.
A cinnamon roll has fallen in the river in Lego City.
They need your help. Hey!
Nora, I didn't hear your joke because he fell. But
It's
what
all
was
good, babe. It's not that funny.
what is happening?
Proceed. Where did Daniel?
Sorry, I was just in the lamp. It's all crooked. Anyway.
What if we all did the podcast with our face as close to the camera as possible?
We're all doing it now, listeners. You can't see.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
my nostril is massive right now.
Wow.
It's like that
Anyway.
moment in One Punch Man when there's the mole guy. Found you.
Yep.
You all have beautiful faces.
Thank you.
You're
So
welcome.
the storm. Back on topic.
Start talking One Punch Man.
Really
a-
episode.
after the Great Divide ends up being the show's nadir, the storm is one of the highest points.
Honestly,
Yeah, it
I stand. It
just
wig.
shows. It just shows you what you need to see.
And
That's
what-
like the best thing I can say about it.
And that one look between Aang and Zuko says it all.
Dude, I know. I'm gonna be real honest, and Daniel, please cut this because I'm in post. That episode was like the closest I got to crying during the show.
Oh.
Probably because I've been like really emotional today. And,
Many
you know,
come, sir.
I mean, it's an emotional episode. It feels so bad for Zuko.
I think
I
I've cried
know,
too many times during this series.
little edgy boy. Like,
I really don't like to cry a lot either, but like this series, some of the episodes, I just start bawling.
Mm-hmm. It's one of those. And also, just a small touch from this episode I really like, because it definitely shows like the series is influenced from Eastern mythology. But the four toys that Aang picked out to prove he was the Avatar,
yeah,
like that's a very Dalai Lama type of scenario.
Also, on a Korean's first birthday, they set out different like professions, but they're in the form of toys, and whatever they pick is what they're going to be when they grow up.
that's cool. That's cool.
I forget what it's called, but that's kind of like what it is. So like if they pick up a ball and like a microphone, they're going to be like a musician and an athlete.
That's terrifying.
So that's some Eastern stuff too.
That's
I
And
feel really bad for the kids who pick out the garbage man jobs when they're 1 year old.
like I know some people like put money down. That means like you're going to be wealthy. But like
terrifying.
Oh, okay, then I would just put down only give my kid a head start.
most of the series was
You're gonna be a
animated
great
in
dad, Daniel.
Korea. And when the creators, when they were creating the pilot, they had to stay in Korea for about like a month and a half, working with the animators to do the pilot.
Nice.
That was pretty cool. Trying to think if there's just any other notes for this episode. I really do like the showing the underwater Avatar state again, this time in the present, because now that Aang has grown as a person, he's able to get them out of there this time
Yeah.
around. Just another good touch. It all comes back. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's such a good series.
It is a solid episode, if not the best.
Okay. Well, I think we've got it all covered. Unless you guys have final notes on these three.
We went from good to the worst to the best.
Yes.
What more do you want? You know.
Bit of a whiplash.
Man, what if J.K. Simmons in this show? Like, that'd be so cool.
Oh no, he's in Korra.
Wait, really?
Yeah, he's a main character in Korra, actually. Jarron's face right now, everybody. Just lighting up. Anyway, I know what series Jarron's going to watch after this one.
I've actually wanted to watch Legend of Korra for a while because when I was younger, those were like the episodes that were more airing, but I never like saw it regularly enough to know what was happening.
I've heard enough disputes about Korra as the quality of it.
Korra's
Okay.
the
I'm
sequel
gonna
trilogy
get
of
that shit.
the Avatar series.
I think I'd like it just from like I remember seeing a few episodes and not understanding what was going on at all, but I liked them.
I mean,
His memory
I would not
serves
recommend
to-
starting it now. Now that you're just starting Avatar, it's a bad time to start Legend of Korra.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'll
It's a
watch it after
sequel, not a
Avatar.
spin-off, right?
It is a sequel.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna wait till after Avatar, but I want to watch it.
It's
That's good. I'm glad you want to watch it.
It was coming on when I was like older. I was like 13, 14. And
Yeah,
I
I would have been about 16.
was watching it and it was entertaining for a while, but then it just got really boring to watch. And then
Did you get through, Olivia? I'm curious.
oh my god, I think I got through like season 2.
Oh,
So you
okay.
didn't finish it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, seasons 2 is considered Korra's low point, and then seasons 2 and 4.
Like I know how it ends, and I've seen
I did hear a spoiler,
other
one
episodes.
spoiler of how Korra ends, but I don't think it's big at all.
Probably.
Oh yeah, I know that. I know that thing.
What are y'all talking?
Presumably weird. But
What part are you talking about?
Well, it's a spoiler, Olivia.
Well, I know how it ends, but they're like thinking, just say it and then he'll cut it out.
I can't read lips.
I was trying to save Daniel from editing.
How about after we stop recording, you can tell him.
See, I'm looking out for your best interest,
I
Daniel.
appreciate you so much. Okay. So next time we get around to this, our next 3 episodes, 13, 14, and 15.
What are those?
That's the Blue Spirit, the Fortune Teller, and Bato of the Water Tribe.
Oh.
What are those?
Oh.
Not nearly as like interesting in the way that this batch was, but
Mm.
You guys want
there's
to?
no worst to best whiplash is what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
I'm gonna show you guys something. I'm just gonna show you.
Our viewers cannot
Hang
see.
on. Wait, where's the camera swap?
I'll describe
Wait.
it again. I don't know how to
This isn't
describe
yet. There she is. There's the waifu.
He's showing us Final
There's
Fantasy.
a edgy anime boy. There's another edgy anime boy. There's the waifu.
Let it be known, Jarron is derailing the podcast for Final Fantasy VII remake footage.
Okay, Final Fantasy VII Remake. It is my favorite piece of media I've consumed in years.
That's going to change soon.
Okay,
It's
okay.
like a
There's my
giant
earbuds charging.
fan.
I think we should end the episode with your favorite characters right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Like
I,
it's-
Edgy anime boy, Zuko.
like-
He's my favorite.
Okay, Nora.
well, okay. The things I'm saying about the episode are actually my second favorite character because I will always have the same favorite character. That's Appa. Sorry, no
Fair.
one's gonna be Appa. Appa's the best character. Sorry.
I'm tempted to say Iroh, just because, but that's predicated on knowledge of episodes in the future.
Yeah, that's not fair.
I'll probably just say Aang for now.
Aang.
Okay. Well, that's where we're at. Everybody listening at home.
I have to end with a song.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Sing us out.
Okay. Okay. The storm blows bright on the Avatar tonight. Lots of development to be seen. 4 kingdoms of earth bending that are divided by the fire. The characters are howling with their raging emotions inside. Zuko's face got burnt, and Aang can't cope with being the Avatar because it's stressful because he's literally 12. But when will they fight? When will they fight? When will Zuko become a teddy bear? When will they fight? When will they fight? Gonna skip to the end of this song. Let the Avatar rage on. Appa's the best character anyway.